Enhance your experience by becoming a supporting member. Gain access to unseen videos and video requests. 3-day free trial by visiting zionmembership.com.
Chosen ones, empaths. There's one thing that a narcissist understands, and that is silence. You see, you could utter and express from your heart's content about whatever subject, whatever thing that you want to express, and they won't reciprocate it. They won't get it. They'll ignore you. They'll act disinterested. They'll play a game, right? But there comes a time in every chosen one in an empath's life that they know silence is the answer. Now, this may not be your first option or your first resort. This may not be your first choice of, the path you pursue of going silent, because you feel it's a necessity to express and what an empath does well, being transparent, being open, being honest, healthy communication. The empath can stay in that mind state, even when dealing with a narcissist, because they still treat the narcissist as if they're human, right? But what you got to understand is there's no words that you can say that will get through to them. But what will happen is there will come a time in your journey, it may have happened already, right? Or you may be on the pathway to it, where you've had enough, right? Or you've seen enough, right? Some of you might awaken to the narcissistic abuse, but you still try and communicate with the narcissist, right? Others of you will wake up to narcissistic abuse and you still feel deeply for them and stuff like that, right? They can still have you in a bind. But this video will help you in the direction, but it's going to happen anyway, right? You're up against a dusty weirdo, right? And silence is your only call, right? It's the only option you have, right? You obviously you could continue trying to talk to them or trying to communicate with them or try and have a sit down talk with them and try and talk things through, but they blame shift, they play the victim, they don't take any accountability. Basically what I'm saying to you is, even if the narcissist has withdrawn from you, or the narcissist has discarded you, or the narcissist has reverse discarded you, or the narcissist has gone silent on you, right? There's no words that you can say to help fix the situation, right? They've got it in their mind. They want to punish you. They've got it in their mind. They want to try and destroy you, right? So save the words. Silence is golden. Silence is powerful, right? And the sooner that you can implement going silent on a narcissist, it causes them agony. It agonizes the narcissist. They can't bear it, right? What you need to understand is a narcissist may go silent on you or try and give you silent treatment, we'll call it, because that's what it is. It's a silent treatment. It's an abusive tactic. It's not the same as what you're doing when you go silent or go no contact. It's not the same thing, right? You're dealing with abuse, and your reaction to that is say no more, right? On the flip side, them going silent on you, or them discarding you, or them treating you badly, they're trying to punish you, right? They're trying to punish you and make you suffer. That's their motive. So obviously, if you break down the intricacies of someone that's trying to punish you, like a narcissist involved in your life, they're going to want to see something tangible. They're going to want to see some kind of reaction, right? They're going to want to see that what they're doing is working. Okay? Now, how could they see that it's working? For example, if a narcissist has discarded you, or a narcissist has reverse discarded you or become so toxic that you cut them off, whatever abusive tactic they're using, stonewalling, silent treatment, gaslighting, whatever they're doing, right? They're doing these abusive tactics to see a reaction from you because they're trying to punish you. That's ultimately what they're trying to do, and they want to see a reaction. So your silence is the one reaction they don't want. Your silence is going to speak louder than any words that you can utter, right? And they'll get irritated at first, you know, because they're not seeing what's meant to happen, you know? If a narcissist was smeared you, you know, for example, and you paid it no mind and you just went silent, they wasted all that energy that they're going to need to recuperate from someone, whether it's a friend, family member, new supply, colleague or associate. They're going to need to recuperate that supply because they exerted a lot of energy into the smear campaign. And if you're not feeding it, you're not giving them any response, you're not giving them anything back, they feel like they wasted their time. You know, if a narcissist is giving you silent treatment and a narcissist has gone silent on you, right? And you're not giving them no response, right? And you're going no contact and you're utilizing it well, they're getting irritated. They feel like, remember, they're doing it to punish you. A narcissist is smearing you or giving you silent treatment to punish you or gaslighting you to punish you. You know, that's what they're doing, you know? That's exactly what they're doing. So they want to see something of a reaction. They want to see something happen, right? So you going silent causes them extreme pain, right? They get inquisitive. They get curious. Why is the chosen one an empath ignoring them? They get confused. They don't understand. They feel worthless. Now, you're not trying to make them feel worthless. You're not trying to make them feel like nothing. You're not trying to make them feel not important or that you didn't care about them. You know, you express so many words of affection towards them, about how much they meant to you and about how much you cared about them and stuff like that. They didn't want to listen. They didn't want to register that. They didn't want to reciprocate that. They wanted to go down the abusive path and try and punish you, right? So now it's like you need to. It will happen at a time. You're either gonna just do this out of nowhere, right, and you'll stick to it, or you're gonna fall into the cycle of messaging them or contacting them or trying to communicate with them, you know, going back and forth, or, you know, getting ignored, and you're gonna go down the path of trying to do that, right? But the quicker that you try and implement this silence, that's the only thing you need to do, right? And with silence, you know, at first it may be hard to go silent on them because you deeply care about this individual. You may not be fully awakened to they're a narcissist yet. You deeply care. You're concerned about them. They've played the victim, or they've done something. They laid traps. You know, before these narcissists lay traps to guilt trip you, to shift blame, to deflect responsibility. They do all of these sorts of games and tricks, you know. So, you know, at first you may struggle with going silent because you might even all feel like it's your fault. This situation is not your fault, right? It's them. They're deeply screwed up and messed up in their head, right? And whatever they've done to you, silence is the answer. You going silent. Now, it's not about just going silent for a number of days or a couple of weeks or a couple of months. Silence is forever. They will never get another phone call, another text, another communication on social media. They won't get anything at all. That's the way you need to treat going silent. It's forever, right? Some of you may feel that you can leave it for a few weeks or you can leave it for a few months and then try and rekindle with them. And yes, that will have some effect, but ultimately it should be lifelong. Please press the like and the subscribe button. Helps your brother out. It'll take 2 seconds of your time. Thank you. If you really want to torment the narcissist, right? And this is not because you're ill-minded. This is not because you have problems. They're tormented by their own delusional mind state, you know? They basically, the words that you said, you know, the positive exchanges that you said during the silence will haunt them. The relationship that you had with them, the bond that you shared, that will haunt them. You know, they'll try and find this bond with other people. They won't find it. You know, they'll realize they lost out on something special. And if you're maintaining silence throughout this is giving them a harsh lesson, a reality check. This is giving them a harsh reality check, right? That's what it's all about. You're teaching them something, you know? Sometimes people feel like, you know, they can say something to the narcissist to put them on the path of correction, you know? But really, getting on with your own life, improving, developing, not improving for them, but honestly, you know, during silence, it's an ultimate blessing. Like I said, you may struggle at first because you were used to being in their everyday lives. You were used to having them call your phone, or you're used to having them text you, or you're used to them meeting up every day, or you were used to that. So it may be a struggle for you at first. But honestly, any space from a narcissist, right? This is why I said, even if you choose to go a few weeks or some months, and then you decide to rekindle, or you decide to contact them, it will have some effect. But I think that you'll notice how your life opens up for better things, right? And that's going to antagonize a narcissist as well, knowing that your life's improving. Honestly, you know, when you finally have had enough, right? And that's where you need to be. You need to be at the place of like, you've had enough. When you've had enough of a narcissist, things will start to come to your mind, you know? You start to think to yourself, there's ways you can improve your finances. There's ways that you can have passive income streams. There's ways that, you know, different ideas will start to surface to your mind, you know, even in a short space of time, you know, even being silent for a few days. If you're not just focusing on them, and you know, you take the silence and you just focus on your own journey and your own life, you know, you'll start to notice things very, very quickly about how you can improve your life. And what you should interpret from that, you know, is, wow, life wouldn't have gone this way had you stayed in that narcissistic encounter, you know, in that narcissistic relationship. Life wouldn't have opened up this way. You know, you wouldn't be on this journey. You wouldn't have gone down these routes. You wouldn't have prospered in the way that you have, right? And this is what happens through the silence, right? Don't do the silence as some revengeful, punishing thing. That's what the narcissist is trying to do to you through their abuse, or through their silent treatment, or through them ghosting you, or through them doing whatever. They're trying to punish you, right? And they want to see a reaction. So when you don't give them that reaction, they feel like they wasted their time. They feel like their plan, their malicious attempt and attack at your well-being and mental health and, you know, spiritual health, was a complete waste of time because it's not affecting you, you know? And through your silence, they'll know that you don't want them back. And that causes them suffering, you know? That causes them suffering. They're suffering. When you go silent, they're suffering. Now, as an empath, you don't want someone to suffer, right? Or you might want the narcissist to suffer, but you don't want them to suffer. Like, you don't, it's not in your nature. You don't want to hurt them, but it's like, there's nothing more that you can do. You know, you can't speak words to them. You know, they're playing a game. You know, this is what they do. They're playing a game. They're doing malicious behavior. They're being abusive, right? Disengage with them people instantly. You know, as quick as possible. Disengage with them, right? They're not worth the time of day, right? And, you know, I've seen through my own life, after dealing with narcissists, you know, things just spring to mind. Life opens up. I've spoken to victims of narcissistic abuse, and, you know, some of them have got closer to God or the universe or the spiritual nature. They've got closer to God, you know, or they've, you know, life's opened up for them in their business world or their careers, you know, or even their family life, you know. Some people's family life gets a lot better when they stop dealing with the narcissist, you know. You'll start to get ideas, right? And all of this, just remember, the narcissist that was involved in your life watches you, you know. Whether they discarded you, reverse discarded you, or you cut them off because they become too toxic, whether the narcissist is giving you silent treatment or has ghosted you, or the narcissist, you know, abused you in such a bad way, you know, the narcissist said they didn't want you, or the narcissist said they want nothing more to do with you, you know, whatever it is has happened, these narcissists keep watching you for a long time. They're very weird. They keep watching you for a long time. Because remember, like I said, they need to see a reaction from their abuse. They're trying to punish you, and they need to see a reaction. And if there's no reaction, that's what teaches the narcissist that they made a mistake. That's when they realize they made a mistake, you know? And some of them will reach out with a direct hoover. You know, it won't be a declaration of love. In some cases, it can be a declaration of love. You know, some of them will reach out with a hoover, you know, or some weird, bizarre hoover to try and get a reaction from you. Some of them will come with indirect hoovers, you know. You know, like I say, even blocking is a form of a hoover. It's to bait you into a reaction. You know, they leave other avenues for you to contact them down. You know, like I say, if they blocked you on the phone, they'll leave their social media open. Or if they blocked you on the social media or WhatsApp, then they'll leave their email open. They'll leave something open for a route for you to contact them down. And what they're trying to do is punish you and mislead you down a route and an avenue. And that's why if you stay silent, you know, they'll be checking their phones when notifications go off and it's not you, you know. There'll be, you know, friends will message them, or new suppliers will message them, or family will message them, and they'll be wanting to see a message from you, or a phone call from you, and it will never be you, you know. So they get curious, they get irritated, it antagonizes them, the silence they're going through. Then they start looking at what you're doing on your social media. They start following your stories. They start, you know, looking at your pictures about where you're going, what you're doing. You know, it's deranged. You know, I've heard of narcissists watching individuals after years apart. After years apart, right? Narcissists cyber stalking individuals after years apart. I've spoken to many victims of narcissistic abuse. This is what they're like. This is what they do. And they all do the same shit, right? They're low vibrational creatures. They all do the same toxic behavior, you know? So never think that if a narcissist has gone silent on you, that you going silent is not going to work. Remember, they're trying to bait you into a reaction. They want to see your response. They want to punish you. They want to see your reaction. They want to see how much is hurting you. They want to see how much is bothering you, right? Be unfazed. Be unfazed by it all, you know. And honestly, things come to your mind. Strategies for your life to improve your life. Plans come to your mind to improve your life. Other people come into your life, you know. Better people come into your life. You know, your career opens up. You know, things start just really improving, you know, because having that negative energy around you, you know, it's what they do, you know. And you know what the thing is about these narcissists involved in your life? If a narcissist involved in your life has gone silent on you, right? Or a narcissist on your life discarded you and has gone silent on you or ghosted you or something like that. You know, I've heard of Hoovers, you know, where they're saying, why didn't you contact me? You know, they have the audacity. Some narcissists actually have the audacity to reach out to you and say to you, why didn't you contact me? Because it makes them feel not important. And the thing is, you're not trying to punish them. I don't want you to have your intentions about punishing them. You're not trying to punish them. You're not trying to make them suffer. This is all going to come with it. They are going to suffer. They are going to be antagonized. They are going to be going through loops in their mind. They are going to be losing the plot, right? They are going to feel like they made a mistake. They are going to start going through self-absorbed regret. They are going to be going chaotic in their minds. This is what happens. They will go through all of these things, right? Your silence antagonizes the narcissist and they can't bear it. Stick to it, chosen ones and empaths. Stick to it, right? Don't let up, right? It's natural for you to want. I understand if you're in a place or a mindset where you want them to be hurting, you want them, that's just going to come with it. What I would say to you is purify your own thoughts and not wish ill on them, right? Not wish ill on them. It's going to happen to them anyway, you know? It's going to happen to them anyway. Remember the whole reason that they put you through whatever type of abuse that they put you through, right? Gaslighting, smear campaigns, stonewalling, silent treatment, right? Whatever abuse they're putting you through, they done this action for a reaction. So don't give them no reaction, right? Don't give them no reaction. Just get on with your life. Focus on your life. Focus on self-improvement. Focus on your mental health, right? These narcissists are not concerned about your mental health. They want to see you suffer. They want to see you hurt. They want to see you in pain. They want to see you suffering. You know, they're ill, right? So you don't need to return fire with that, you know? Wishing ill on them, wanting bad for them. Their lives ain't going nowhere, you know? They're going to stay stuck looking at your life. We live in a social media age. Yes, they watch what you're doing. You know, they look for clues. Yeah. They look for clues. They study you from a distance. These narcissists involved in your life study you from a distance, right? They're completely messed up. right? They keep watch on you. Further victims of narcissistic abuse being bothered by narcissists that are involved in their lives from years ago. You know, they'll come with these indirect hoovers, trying to bait you. They'll do these things, trying to gauge a reaction. They'll do these direct hoovers, trying to bait you, trying to get a reaction. They're completely deranged, right? So just understand that your silence is antagonizing them. They're suffering. They're going through it. You need to just leave it, right? You know, I'm not telling you to just go a week and leave it. This is a lifelong journey. You've had enough of them. You don't want to talk to them no more. You don't want a relationship with them no more. That's the mindset you need to have. It's not that you want to punish them. It's not that you want to make them suffer. That's going to happen anyway. But it's you don't want a relationship with them. You're not going silent on them to get them back. You're going silent on them because you don't want nothing more to do with them, and you figured them out for exactly what they are. You know what they are now. You know they're a narcissist. And they certainly didn't want you to ever wake up to know they're a narcissist. You know? So they're very concerned. They're very alarmed. They're very curious what you're thinking. And you're not giving them nothing to go by. So they don't know what you're thinking. Right? They don't know what you're thinking. You know? They don't know what you're thinking. You know? That's why they'll try and watch your social media and try and interpret messages from your social media, you know, posts, to try and figure out what your mind state's at, what you're thinking, things like that. You know, they're completely deranged. They're completely and utterly deranged. And the main thing about going silent on a narcissist is because you don't want them back in your life ever again. And it's going to happen. You know, for those of you that struggle, you know, or reach out to them or do these things, you know, that's okay. Eventually you'll get to the place where you never want to reach out to them again and you want nothing to do with them. So anyway, thank you for watching today. Please press the like and the subscribe button. If you'd like to donate to the channel, you don't have to, but if you would like to donate to the channel, you can always find a link in the description box. I've launched a new free community forum on the membership website. It's open for everyone to use to build, expand, and connect with fellow survivors. I'm looking at the longevity of the forum, as I should have created one when I first launched the membership site. I'm also running one-to-one sessions. If you want a tailor-made advice and me to shed some light on your issues, you can always reach out. The empath group meeting is coming up on the 28th, and there is a new WhatsApp and Telegram group created for survivors to stay in touch. Lastly, if you want crisis email support and a plan of action, the links for all I've mentioned are in the description box below. So anyway, if you'd like to know more about why you haven't heard from the narcissist and they've gone silent, click this video here. So anyway, I'll be back with another video soon. Peace.